As summer begins in the city of Edmonton, Alberta, so does a universe of dance at the annual FEATS Festival.
Well, FEATS Festival is a program of Alberta Dance Alliance, and the FEATS Festival was designed and created to celebrate community of Alberta. And in that celebration, we have several different components, from youth to recreational dancers to professional dancers, and we try to take a look at the place of creation in dance and bridge our place of creation and passion as dancers with general audience members.
The Alberta Dance Alliance, headquartered in Edmonton, promotes the appreciation and practice of dance in Alberta. The Alliance has many activities, including the FEATS Festival.
For 7 years we've been growing small and strong, and it started more as a conference and has moved into a place, a festival for people to gather and come together through dialogue, through presentation, performance, and education.
Over 400 dance artists from across Western Canada come to Edmonton to teach, present, and perform their various styles, including tap, ballet, folk, recreational, freestyle, and more. The festival name, FEATS, spelled F-E-A-T-S, got its inspiration from street dancers.
It was sort of a play on words, saying that us dancers on the street, we can do great feats. So we decided to call it FEATS, as in the great feats that dancers have to bring to a community to build a community and build a celebration of great feat.
FEATS Festival features performances and workshops given by dance professionals. It also lets young dancers receive mentoring and inspiration from working with the pros. At the end of the week, the students perform their work.
So here, keep it moving, yeah? This especially, boom, 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 yeah? Don't stop, don't worry the music.
I think one of the things that's exciting about the festival is the work is created in 3 days. And so it's very much like a professional company in the sense that the work is created very quickly and rehearsed quickly. So the dancers have to learn to pick up and then present it. And many people felt it couldn't be done. And even some of the dancers, when they come in, the young artists come in, and they're surprised how quickly they're able to pick up and work with. So that's what's sort of impressive. You watch the work and you think this has been done in 3 days. We have a whole youth program, and we look at about 100 young people every year that are at a level that they're just leaving their studios. But for us, it's about a real personal connection with the artist, so they have an understanding of what their life is going to be like as a human being first in the field of dance. I think that's a really critical area for our festival, and why I think we sort of separate ourselves from many of the other kinds of competitions and festivals that go on in our country, is that for us it's about being a human being first. How do we make great human beings that love dance? When we look for artists, one of the things that we look in their portfolio is how generous they are as human beings, how generous they are as artists in terms of wanting to share their art with a general public and explain that and really connect. Their work has to really connect to a general public. Beyond just our own community in Alberta, we try to invite people from Western Canada and areas across Canada to look at exchange, so that our artists here can start to exchange with other artists in Canada, and even we're starting now to look at more global areas as well, because we live in such a global community.
We feel it's important for our dancers to study every type of dance, even if it's a little bit of introduction to East Indian, to flamenco, to hip hop, to lyrical, whatever. We try, and if we bring in guest artists or whatever we can do, the broader their experience, the better they would be at, say, choreography, that type of thing. And this is where FEATS comes in, because these students are introduced to new and different choreography again.
Everyone that comes here brings some form of dance with them. And so we try to celebrate as much as we can with as many community members as possible. And that way every year, everyone gets a little bit of a taste of everyone else's dance.
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.